Welcome to Almost Here, Round the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies poised to transform our lives for better or worse are the focus of this podcast. Almost here means these technologies are now here and starting to be used, or just around the corner, from Bitcoin to artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.
Good afternoon. This is Tracy Murda with the Future Tech Podcast. Today, I'm very excited to have a special guest, Joe Markham. Joe, welcome to the show today. We're very excited to have you, and I'm really looking forward to jumping in and talking about Block 66 and what it is you guys are all working on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Joe, why don't we start out talking a little bit about, first of all, what is Block 66, and how did you get involved?
Yeah, so Block 66 is, we're basically putting mortgages on the blockchain. So I'm a mortgage broker. I've been a mortgage broker for 5 years now. And the way that mortgages are done are archaic and very paper heavy and tedious. So prior to Block 66, for about the last 3 years, I've kind of been making notes and word maps and things like that of a new mortgage origination platform just to make it easier for brokers and homeowners and potential homeowners and lenders themselves to help facilitate loans. And then with everything that came on with blockchain, I see that there's a great fit just with some fraud aspects and things like that, and being able to store mortgage records on chain. So that's how Block 66 came about.
At blockchain in general, I mean, between that and your background in the mortgage industry, what are sort of the problems that you're seeing that made you think, okay, these are a natural fit?
Yeah, so I mean, you see some of the exciting things that are happening with blockchain. You look at the state of Vermont, and they've recently decided to put title registry on chain. The entire country of Sweden has opened up their title registry with home ownership and real estate ownership on chain. I also have a background in fraud. Fraud's kind of making its way back just with technology capabilities and things into the mortgage world. So blockchain can assist with that, where all records get on the chain, they're immutable, a lot easier for audit. And then when you start getting deep, digging in further, and you start talking about the secondary markets of mortgages and things like that. If these mortgages are bundled and traded, those people that are buying these mortgages in bundles, before, we all hear about the 2008 crisis, these bundles of mortgages were being bought, and there wasn't too much, information available about the mortgage itself. So what Block 66 does, and being on chain, is that the people that would be possibly interested in buying these mortgages on the secondary market would have full access and full transparency as to what exactly they would be looking at acquiring, and then tying it all in just from the very front end. So from the broker, potential homeowner, current homeowner, being able to originate that loan and then passing it on to the lender, verifying all their rules and guidelines, making sure that they're all met, so that the borrowers are basically pre-vetted through our system, and that when it's coming across the lender's desk, that they're what they're looking at is basically a verified borrower.
Mm-hmm. So it'll streamline everything as far as the transparency goes. Things should just move along a lot quicker. As far as security, that's a huge concern. What are some other areas of fraud that you're seeing as that are growing or that are impacting the mortgage industry?
It's simple as things like Photoshop. It's very easy now to create a legitimate looking letterhead, pay stubs, create companies. You can build a website now using various online website platforms. You can build a website for a company, in a few hours. So there's ways of just, basically lying and creating fraudulent documents to say that you're making more than you make, or your lending habits are not what they are. So what we will do is we pull all information direct from source. So say that there's 10 list of guidelines or 10 criteria that we've pulled in terms of information on the client. We would flag if anything's been manually entered. So if we can't pull, say, someone's pay direct from a payroll API or something like that, then that would get flagged, and it would be up to the underwriter to look into that maybe a little deeper than what they would, and it helps saves underwriting time and the man hours that go into that as well, because we do basically all the due diligence on our side, so that again, when it does come across the lender's desk, through our platform, we would say 9 of these 10 items have been green lighted by us. They're more than welcome to look into all 9 or 10 items that they wish, but we would flag the 1 or 2 maybe areas of concern that they should look a little further into.
So walk me through sort of a brief timeline of where you guys are at in the process. I know you had a token sale, or you will be having a token sale. Tell me a little bit just about, the stages and where you're at and kind of where you're moving towards.
Yeah, so we've been working for almost a little over a year now, just, building the team, making sure that we have the proper resources that are needed to make this thing work. It's cliche to say, I'm sure everyone that comes on your show or anyone who's pitching or saying anything is, they're building the best solution for ABC. But we do truly want to build the best mortgage origination platform and then tying it into blockchain. So we've been working really hard on just, recruiting the team that we currently have in place, and while also looking for to add to that team, making sure that our business model is tight, making sure our platform is going in the direction that we want. And you did touch on our TGE or ICO, and that will be coming up in the near future. That's what we've been up to so far.
Is there anything more you can tell us about the ICO? Obviously, I understand some confidentiality, but is there anything that, folks that want to be involved know about?
Yeah, so I always just say check out block66.io. That's our website. Our white paper's on there. Anyone who is, possibly interested in the project, we did put a lot of time and effort into our white paper. It's very thorough. We do have a unique model. So I always encourage to take a good review of that. You can also join our white list, where you'll be kept up to date on any important information or news. Also help with KYC leading into the ICO. So you can sign up for that there. And then there's obviously links to all our social channels, Telegram and such, that potential people that would be interested can join. We'll be announcing the ICO date, like I said, in the very near future here.
Awesome. So, excuse me, a little under the weather here as well. What is the future of the mortgage industry with the rise and implementation of blockchain? What do you see as, the grand scheme of things? I know that's kind of a big question, but as far as benefits, and do you see any drawbacks?
I think we're in a digital age here. Mortgages have been kind of the way they've been done for the last 50, 60, arguably 70, 80 years. But you do see more and you hear more of this digi-mortgage or digital mortgage revolution. They're a little late to the party, but it's kind of worked, and the banks are happy because they're making their money. So why really change it? But we've come along to try and help them make it even easier and help them with their bottom line as well. I think there's a big, arguably revolution. Digital mortgage is happening and will happen, and again, we hope to be at the forefront of that. And then with blockchain, there's tons of benefits that I think, of all these different ICOs and startups and stuff you see, are arguably all of them, they're all good projects, but do you really need blockchain? Where I think, there's mortgage and real estate, I think, is an actual use case that can be justified and validated. The drawback, I would say, is just adoption of it. So, there are some major, on our side, anytime you hear of a major financial institution or groups of financial institutions on the global level, exploring blockchain for international wire transfers or, loan agreements and things like that, then obviously it seems we're on the right track because they're already looking into it. But it would be the mass adoption in terms of, if we look at the U.S. market, there's arguably 50 different jurisdictions that, on a state level, that we have to make sure that our platform is following their rules and guidelines. But, we do hope to work with regulators and the various bodies of those jurisdictions to be at the forefront and be kind of a speaking body to see how we can help further blockchain in terms of the real estate transaction and the efficiencies that it can bring. And we'll see.
Now, Block 66, you have some really interesting and great partnerships. Tell us a little bit about that and what that means for your organization.
Yeah, we've been pretty strategic with our partners. Again, I think there's some ICOs that just go partner crazy because for optics or whatever, but we've been approached by various possible partners that just don't make a fit for us. It doesn't logically make sense. And we do actually have a few more that are being worked on right now. But Civic is a big one, just because, they're very respected within the crypto space and just from a technology, what they're doing with technology in general in terms of the KYC and AML and identity services, which is obviously a direct fit into, the underwriting process of a mortgage. Crypto Realty is actually owned by one of our advisors, Piper Moretti. She's based out in California. She's one of the first realtors, arguably one of the first realtors to complete an entire real estate transaction using Bitcoin. Like I said, we do have a couple more that are being finalized, and that news will be coming out soon.
Anything else that we can expect from Block 66 in the future? I know we've got the token sale coming up, which you said that'll be announced soon. Anything else long-term, on the bigger scale that you can share with the listeners?
Yeah, we are full steam ahead with building the platform. We do hope to. We've partnered with a law firm down in New York. That's been a great help to us already. And moving forward with completing our first transaction on chain, funding our first mortgage on chain in the U.S. We're continuing to move forward with the platform build, and then it's aggressive, but we hope to fund our first mortgage on chain within the next 6 to 9 months. So that's our big goal. That's what we're looking forward to, and I hope that anyone who's interested in this project or people who decide to get on board with us, that they feel the same way and would be just as excited if we were able to do that.
How familiar or comfortable with blockchain technology does someone have to be in order to get involved with Block 66?
I guess as little or as much as they want to. I mean, I think blockchain you hear and read, I'm learning every day. I think everybody is. I think some of the so-called founders or early stage blockchain parties are still learning because things are changing and new technologies are coming out and different variations and things like that. But the big thing with our platform is we're trying to make the mortgage process. I don't know if you own a home or not, but the entire process of a mortgage. Yeah, it's stressful. It's paper heavy. It's tedious. So the whole idea of our platform is we kind of want to take away the fact that it is using blockchain, because at the end of the day, the homeowner, the consumer, or the person buying that commercial property, they don't necessarily need to care or need to know that it's blockchain. So the goal of the whole platform is to make that buying or refinancing process so simple and such an enjoyable experience that's the main thing we're trying to do here. But again, we will be fully transparent and offer up as much information as to how our platform works and how things work behind the scenes, and how all the gears spin and work together to show what why we use chain, why we are on blockchain, because it benefits everybody.
So when should someone get involved, or should they register or work with Block 66? Is it now? Do they have to wait till you're a little bit further along with the platform and the token sale? What's the recommendation?
Are you asking like a possible user of our platform, or just
a possible user? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I would always recommend just again signing up, joining our whitelist or jumping onto some of our social channels, and you'll be very well informed. We have some great community managers that do a great job with posting various content and different articles that either I'm writing or various interview pieces. Members of the team will come on and interact with our community. And we're more than happy to answer questions or keep everyone involved in our timelines and as things evolve. So if it's something you think you would be interested in, just either as a project and or as a user, whether you're again homeowner, potential homeowner, banker, broker, lender, private lender, then I would say just get involved with us as early as possible.
And what is the website again?
It's Block 66, so block66.io.
Okay, so again, for the listeners, that's block66.io. So Joe, I sure appreciate your time today. For the listeners, again, this was Joe Markham, CEO of Block 66, really taking mortgage lending to the next level with blockchain technology. Joe, the best way to get in touch with you all, I assume, is through the website. Any other events coming up that you'll be attending, or podcasts or email addresses or anything like that we can inform our listeners of?
We are. We're nose to the ground here, just leading up to our ICO. So we do have a couple events lined up. We just haven't announced those or officially confirmed them yet. Block66.io. And we also, I'll even give you my email, which is joe@block66.io if anyone has any questions. And then again, our Telegram channel is a great resource, with the teams all on there. We are all very active, along with our community managers, are a great resource as well.
Well, thank you so much again, Joe, and good luck with everything. And we look forward to seeing where you all go from here.
Again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good one.
You have been listening to Almost Here, Around the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Subscribe to this podcast, post a review to discover more future technologies that are poised to transform our lives for better or worse, such as Bitcoin, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.